The 2024 MLB season is set to get underway this week, and every team will be looking at getting into the playoffs. Along with the path to the postseason, each team is bound to have some players come into the spotlight throughout the season. Many players like Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, and Mike Trout are already superstars. But what about some of the guys you might not have heard of or haven't gotten into the spotlight as much? In this video, I'm going to give a player to watch out for each MLB team in 2024. Let's start with the National League this time around. Starting in the NL East, let's begin with the Atlanta Braves. I am going to take Jarred Kelenic here. My reasoning is he needs a fresh start. Kelenic was traded to the Braves from the Mariners this offseason, and so far his career has not panned out as many as wanted to hope for. Last season he hit .253 with a .327 OBP, .419 slugging, and .746 OPS. He had 11 home runs and had 49 RBIs, the most of his career in that department. The reason I'm picking Kelenic is practically because of the need for him to have a solid year. Time might be running out for him to find success in the majors, so the Braves can possibly provide him the opportunity to make something happen. Next up, let's go to the Miami Marlins. For the Marlins, I am going to pick Jake Burger. Burger was traded from the White Sox last season to Miami in what was the breakout season of his career, many could say. Burger hit .250 with a .309 OBP, .518 slugging, and .828 OPS. He hit a career-high 34 home runs and had 80 RBIs. Jake Burger is a guy who I think will see much continued success with the Marlins this season and could be a candidate for an all-star appearance as well. For the New York Mets, I am going to take reliever Brooks Raley. Raley, being 35 years old, is nearing the end of his career possibly, but saw a very solid season with the Mets last year. Raley pitched from 2012 to 2013, but saw his career stop until coming back into the MLB with the Reds in 2020. He then pitched for the Astros and Rays until joining the Mets in 2023. Last year out of the pen, he had a .280 ERA with 54 innings of work, which is the most of his career. He also struck out 61 batters. With Edwin Diaz returning to the pen, Mets fans will hope for Raley to stay efficient this year. For the Phillies, I'm going to pick Bryson Stott. Last year, Stott hit .280 with a .329 OBP, .419 slugging, and .748 OPS. He hit 15 home runs and had 62 RBIs. It seemed last year, especially in the postseason, Stott has quickly become a fan favorite among Philly fans, and that honestly is well deserved. With the potential Stott has at second base, he could easily be a Philly for a long time to come. Fans across the league will hopefully hear his name more this season, as he has seen some great success so far on 2 separate playoff runs with the Phillies. For the Nationals, I am going to take Stone Garrett. Last season in the nation's capital, Garrett hit .269 with a .343 OBP, .457 slugging, and an .800 OPS. He hit 9 home runs and had 40 RBIs in the 89 games in which he played. The reason I am picking Garrett is that I see a lot of power potential in him. He hit 25 home runs in 2021 in the minors, and in 2022 he hit 28 there. I see the potential, and hopefully he can unlock more of the power this season in DC. To the NL Central, we will start with the Cubs. I am going to pick Seiya Suzuki. Last year, in year 2 of his MLB career, Suzuki had the best year of the two. He batted .285 with a .357 OBP, .485 slugging, and .842 OPS. He hit 20 home runs and had 74 RBIs, both great jumps than his previous totals of 14 and 46 he had in his rookie season. Suzuki is starting to get a lot of eyes on him across the league as his power potential went up greatly this past season. I think the Cubs have a very solid guy in Seiya and will continue to see success out of him. For the Reds, I'm picking Alexis Diaz. Last season, Diaz emerged as the Reds' option for an elite closer and saw much success in the role last year. Last season, in 71 games, he had a 3.07 ERA and had 86 strikeouts. In the closer role, he was able to get 37 saves to almost get to the mark of 40. The Reds officially have their closer, and I think this year he is set to make a name more well-known across the league. Edwin Diaz, who is the Mets closer, is his brother, so Alexis will hope to get his name up there with him across the league. For the Brewers, I'm going to take one of their newest signings, Rhys Hoskins. Yes, Hoskins is already a known guy in the league, but I am curious to see how he can rebound from the injury that kept him out of the entirety of last season. In 2022 with the Phillies, he hit .246 with a .332 OBP, .462 slugging, and .794 OPS. He hit 30 home runs and had 79 RBIs in that season. He saw a bunch of success with the Phillies in the postseason, and the Brewers will be hoping to see that happen with them in 2024. I'm actually kind of excited to see how Hoskins is going to hit in an indoor stadium like the Brewers have. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, I really wanted to take O'Neal Cruz since he was out all of last season, but I'm going to take one of the young guys on the team, Jared Triolo. Triolo this spring has earned the Pirates' second base job after a solid showing. Last season, he was in the MLB for a fair amount of time. He hit .298 with a .388 OBP, .398 slugging, and .786 OPS. He hit 3 home runs and had 21 RBIs in the 54 games he played in. I was a really big fan of the ABs he had last year as a rookie, and at the very promising average he put up. He also is a very solid fielder, so hopefully Jared Triolo can become a guy fans across the league can learn more about this upcoming season. Rounding out the Central Division is the Cardinals. For the Redbirds, I'm going to take a guy with a very promising future in Jordan Walker. Last season in his rookie year, Walker hit .276 with a .342 OBP, .445 slugging, and .787 OPS. He hit 16 home runs and had 51 RBIs last year. Walker is a very promising talent, and although a slow start to 2023, he was able to get things going after a brief minor league stint. 2024 could be a telling year for Walker, but myself along with many are expecting a very solid season to come for him. Now to the National League West Division. Starting out, let's look at the Colorado Rockies. For the Rockies, I'm taking a guy that had a very solid rookie year last year, this being Nolan Jones. Jones made a name for himself last season, but I'm still going to put him on this list. Last year, he hit .297 with a .389 OBP, .542 slugging, and .931 OPS. He as well hit 20 home runs and had 62 RBIs. I think Jones is a guy who will continue to have success in Colorado, and if you already somehow don't know his name, this is the year you will learn it. Next up is going to be the Arizona Diamondbacks. For the Snakes, I'm going to take now second-year pitcher Brandon Pfaadt. Pfaadt last year in his rookie season didn't see much success as he had a 5.72 ERA and 96 total innings of work. He also struck out 94 batters. What wins me over with him was some of his postseason outings he had with the D-backs in their run to the World Series. In the playoffs, he brought his ERA down to 3.27 in 5 starts. He also struck out 26 batters, only 22 innings of work in the playoffs. Although the regular season wasn't the best last year, I think he is a solid rebound candidate and will be important for the Diamondbacks in 2024. Next will be the Dodgers. Although Yoshinobu Yamamoto is new, I am not going to pick him as he is already one of the highest paid pitchers in the entire league. Instead, let's go with young starter Bobby Miller. I am very excited to see how Miller can build off of his solid rookie season. Last year in 22 games, he had a 3.76 ERA with 119 strikeouts and 124 1/3 innings of work. A very solid rookie season, I would say. I think he is going to be a very important piece for the Dodgers rotation, and with that super team that they have, Bobby Miller is an awesome young player to have. I think in year 2 of his career, he is going to make a much bigger name for himself and possibly take the league by storm. Next up will be the San Diego Padres. For San Diego, I am going to take rookie Jackson Merrill. Merrill earned the MLB call-up after a very solid spring where he hit .351 with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. In his minor league career over 3 seasons, he had a career .295 average, .347 OBP, .455 slugging, and .802 OPS. He had 21 home runs in those 3 seasons with 114 RBIs combined. In each season in minor league baseball, he had an average of .277 and above, with .277 of course being his lowest of the 3 seasons. I love his potential to have a solid batting average every year, and the potential he can bring to a Padres lineup that just lost star Juan Soto in the trade to the Yankees this offseason. And finally in the National League, we have the Giants. For the San Francisco Giants, I'm going to take another young pitcher in Kyle Harrison. In his rookie year last year, he had a .415 ERA in 7 games. He pitched 34.2 innings of work and had 35 strikeouts. I feel as if Harrison could have a very solid full first year in the MLB and could be a very important piece for the Giants rotation that just added Blake Snell to add to Logan Webb. Another young arm to look out for on the team could be Keaton Winn. Thanks for watching this video. In part 2, I will be covering the American League teams. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and comment some players you think could be guys to watch out for this season.